Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my new video. Today I found this video under RT, which I found a bit odd because I thought RT was anti-American and pro-Chinese, and so I found it a bit odd. Maybe they put it on their website just to show how stupid some Americans are. So I just want to go through this video, have a bit of a laugh, and to debunk some of their ridiculous answers. And I'm just going to show you an example of what she says.
As we are so ingrained now with technology that you can't differentiate who's American and who's a Chinese spy anymore. You know, it was different in the 50s when you couldn't just hop on a plane and go over to China for 20 minutes and come back and spread a virus.
See what I mean, guys? So hang on a second and I'll go through the video with you and let's have a laugh, shall we? I have a quick request, guys. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe, like, share, whatever you can to help promote the channels. We're almost up to 10k now. We're up to 9k. Let's hit that 10k mark. So your help is very much appreciated. I've only been open for 3 months, so it's a brilliant achievement. So let's hit that 10k and let's move forward from there. And those who are on my Patreon and those who buy me coffee, I really appreciate your help, guys. You are the reason my channel is open, and with your help, you know, it covers all the costs associated with creating channels and makes all the time worthwhile. So thanks a lot for my Patreon, and thanks a lot for everyone that's been buying me coffee. Please carry on doing so. It really helps a lot. And without further ado, guys, let's carry on with the show. So yeah, so going back to this show, I found it a bit odd on RT because RT is owned by a Russian government, but as you know, so I found it a bit odd. So maybe they were just taking the piss by putting it up, but I had a look at it and I almost fell out of my seat laughing. So I want to share it with you guys and help you debunk it and maybe have a laugh. So let's carry on with this, shall we? So I've timed some of the without going through the whole video, I've timed some of the comments they made, so I'll kind of go from comment to comment and start from there. So without further ado, let's start with this.
If you continue underneath your, I guess, expected weight for an entire year, they give you $1,000. Things like that they're going to start doing with this reward system. So now they're making their people happier as well. And remember, now they know how to release a virus and pretty much demolish entire countries.
Yeah, everybody's GDP, everybody's net worth, every single country worldwide shut down. And who was the first country that was open?
China. And they rubbed it in our faces.
Yes.
Okay, guys, as you can see how ridiculous this sounds. So let's try and debunk this, shall we? So you can see this is the timeline of when the virus was discovered. And on January 22, Trump dismissed the virus. We have it totally under control. It's one person coming in from China and we have it under control. He expressed the confidence that China was forthcoming about the outbreak. China's basically locked down Wuhan when this happened, and they stopped international flights. So China did everything they could from their side. And it was up to the US and the West to do everything they could on their side, but no, they just completely ignored it. They probably assumed there's going to be something like the first SARS virus that China had, where it was mainly down in China. So they completely ignored WHO's advice, they completely ignored their own scientists' advice. So they have nothing to blame but themselves. Blaming China is a cheap way out, really. It's just people chatting crap, people chatting absolute shit. So you can see here, people were advising President Trump that it's going to cause a massive loss of life and economic destruction. He completely ignored it, ignored it. And you can see Trump was reportedly furious that he was scaring the public. He did not recommend social distancing until March 16, 2 months after he was first discovered. So they got nothing to blame but themselves. And all of these stupid idiots in America who are still blaming China for this, they're a bunch of idiots, seriously. They need to look at their own self. They need to look at Trump and the policies first before blaming other people. So let's carry on with that video, shall we?
The reason why Biden, or the reason why I feel that Biden is publicly sounding like he's getting tough is because he has to maintain some sort of act. It's an act. Okay? It's an act. But we all know that he answers to China. He can't even speak on things that China is doing to America. As a matter of fact, I'm going to play this and then I'm going to get my co-host.
Mr. President, on China and cyber hacking.
She jumps up before you do.
Effectively, your administration is naming and shaming China, but no sanctions. Why? And is that effective enough?
They're still determining exactly what happened. The investigation is not finished. Thank you all very much.
I'm trying real quick. What is your understanding of the biggest difference between what they've done versus what Russia's done in terms of cyber hacking?
That'd take a longer explanation.
We have all the time in the world.
No, we don't. I have to go see the King of Jordan. Well, to the best of my knowledge, and I'm getting a report tomorrow morning on this, a detailed report, my understanding is that the Chinese government, not unlike the Russian government, is not doing this themselves, but are protecting those who are doing it, and maybe even accommodating them being able to do it. That may be the difference.
So guys, so the guy in the middle, he says that Biden answers to China. That's what he said earlier. Is that how stupid Americans are? Seriously, with all the action that Biden's been taking against China, with the carry on with the trade war, adding more things on the entity list, and sending warships to the Taiwan Strait, antagonizing China, talking about lab leaks and COVID, and blaming China for it, and talking about Xinjiang and forced labor, all sorts of crap. And this idiot in the middle still thinks he answers to China. I mean, what the F? Are you that stupid? Seriously. And that clip that Biden was talking about, cyber attacks, there's no bloody proof. And he says the only difference between Chinese government and the Russian government is the Chinese government protect those hackers, and they're probably working with those hackers. Are you having a laugh? Are you stupid? All of these years, right, they were blaming Russia for hacking American systems with no proof and giving sanctions to Russia. Poor Russia. They've been getting sanctions for years for ridiculous hacking allegations. I mean, it could have been American people hacking the systems and putting an IP, VPN onto Russian servers and doing it that way and blaming Russia for it. You think if I was a hacker and I was in the States or I was in UK, I would create a VPN, put it in use a Russian put in a Russian IP address and do my hacking from there. And I know for a fact that they will blame Russia for it, and they will blame Russia, and that's it. They're not going to investigate any further. It's so dumb. It's so stupid. Seriously, these guys, man. Also goes to show that no matter how tough Biden is with China, no matter what he does against China, these Americans will never be happy with it. They'll still think he answers to China. I mean, what the F? Seriously. Let's carry on with the video.
You know what? We knew that back in 2016 when the media just said Russia's hacking. Yeah, but y'all leaving China out. China. Look, I said hackers are born in China. They aren't made. They are born. They come out of the womb. The next thing they got their laptop. They got an espresso. They're hitting the thing. You want your lollipop? No. Can I have a
Bitcoin? They say that's their first word.
Yeah. Can I have?
So I want to talk about this, guys. The guy on the left is obviously racist. He's using it. You can see with his fingers. He's doing that thing you would do with chopsticks. So he's being obviously racist against Chinese. And the woman on the right, she's coming up with the word Bitcoin. I mean, is she dumb or something? Bitcoin is not even Chinese. It's an American, cryptocurrency, and China is actually cracking down on Bitcoin. China doesn't want anything to do with Bitcoin. They're cracking down. They're kicking out people using Bitcoin of China. So is she having a laugh? Is she that stupid? Seriously. And that guy in the middle, Chinese were born hackers. Are you stupid or what? Who were the first people on this planet, building computers? It was America. America's the one that started building supercomputers and super chips and semiconductors. And hackers were all born in USA first. And America has got the best hackers because they got all the best equipment. They got all the fastest equipment. You got the fastest CPU, memory. You got the best equipment. And back then, 20, 30 years ago, China didn't even have any fast computers. They couldn't even afford it. They were poor. So how do you explain that? Are you saying 20, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years ago that Chinese were born hackers? Most of China was poor then. They didn't even have a computer or a laptop or a phone even. They couldn't even afford it. They couldn't even afford food. So the guy in the middle, he obviously doesn't know what he's talking about. America is the biggest hackers in the world. America. Hacking was invented in America. Then he spread to the rest of the world. So this guy in the middle, he just got no idea what he's chatting about. The guy on the left is obviously being racist with chopsticks and stuff. And the woman on the right, obviously she's an airhead. Bloody bimbo, I'm telling you.
Bitcoin, they say. That's their first word.
Yeah, can I have a USB?
Double shot soy latte.
Can I have a USB?
So this is the reason why there's so much anti-American hate and violence and racism. Is because of people like that on the left. He goes double shot soy latte. He's basically trying to say, soy sauce, associating soy sauce with the Chinese and putting latte at the bottom. You know what I mean? There's expressions like that cause racism. When you say anything like that against women or LGBTQ or LGBT community, you get straight put into jail. You'd be like, you're spreading hate. You're anti, you're anti-woke. You're an anti-feminist. Blah blah blah. You'd go to jail. But why is it acceptable to come up with racist stuff against Chinese? And this is an actual show, in America. This isn't TV, and it's stuff like this that's spreading hate. So let's carry on, guys.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, they've infiltrated Hollywood years ago. They spied on our colleges. They control our pharmaceutical drugs. Our technology is not half as advanced as theirs, and their cyber warfare abilities are rigorous. And their military is young and strong and getting bigger by the day. And I'm sorry, you guys, but I can't blame China 100% on this. I have to blame us, too. I have to blame our leaders for allowing this to go on as long as it has. They have sold out, they have turned a blind eye, continually still doing that.
Okay, guys, so obviously, I swear, if this woman was standing in front of me, I don't know what I would have done, really. I would just literally start shouting at her. Anyway, guys, she says that her leaders are giving a blind eye and they're not doing anything about it. Are you stupid or what? What about the bloody trade war? And what about everything that the US government is doing to contain China? Is she dumb or what? Seriously, how stupid is she? She also says other things as well. She says American technology is not half as good as Chinese technology, and the military is stronger than US military. I mean, where did she get that from? America still owns the bloody semiconductor technology, semiconductor market, and all of the high-end technology America still owns IP for. This is something China is still trying to catch up on. I don't know where she got that bloody information on. And the military, America is the highest defense budget in the world, 3 times the size of Chinese. So I don't know where she gets that Chinese military is stronger than American military. I mean, she's on another planet. Seriously, guys. Alright guys, so let's carry on. I know it must be painful for some of you guys, but you have to look at this and just think about how stupid some of these Americans are. So let's carry on.
Think big corporations have money. They're also feeding our middle class, our poor, fentanyl, bad prescription drugs and stuff, and also COVID and monkeypox.
Right. And we're over here, the military is arguing if men should be offended in calling them he, she, him, or her. And their military is looking and saying, hey, we're all going to kill your he, she's, men, and her. That's what we want to do. We want to take you down. You know, and that's the problem with it. Joe is so woke that, what's his name? Xi Jinping?
Yeah, Xi Jinping.
Is that his name?
Yeah.
Well,
okay guys, before I carry on listening to her, the guy in the middle, obviously, he says China's been giving out COVID, monkeypox and all of that, fentanyl to America, and the woman on the right is obviously taking the piss out of Xi Jinping as well, just because she can't pronounce his name properly. She's coming up with absolute bullshit out of the mouth right now.
okay, well, his name over here would be them Jinping, because she would be offensive, right? He would have to change his name from she to he. He Jinping.
Can you see how stupid this woman is? I mean, what school or college was this woman educated in? I mean, seriously, was she home educated? Was she brought up in the back of a dumpster or something like that? It's one of those... When I was in university, they used to call women like that in America trailer trash, and this is exactly what she is. She's just trailer trash. A typical example of an American trailer trash woman. Anyway, let's carry on.
I mean, that's how bad it is over here in America, that's what we're doing.
Well, Nancy Pelosi, she's trying to say that everybody in Congress should be using pronouns and stuff.
Well, it's at some point, you know how everybody sees, well, those that see aliens all say that they're just like clear colored and they have no body parts, just long fingers and big eyes. That's literally what Congress wants us to become. No body parts, no specific color, just long fingers and big eyes, so that way we can work harder and pay more taxes. Literally, that's what they're heading for. That's what they all want us to look like, and it's sad. But here we are, we're fighting amongst each other. We're not keeping our eye on the ball, and China's laughing the whole way to the bank, and they're laughing the whole way as they take over Africa, as they take over other areas of the countries, and we're going to be left with just this little bitty United States, and they're going to own everything else.
Can you believe this shit? Oh my god. Does this woman believe the shit that's coming out of her mouth? Seriously. She's saying that China's going to take over Africa, everything else, and she's going to be left with, or the Americans are going to be left with a little country in America. Do you know how big America is? Let's listen to this again, shall we?
And we're going to be left with just this little bitty United States, and they're going to own everything else.
Can you believe this shit? And the idiot in the middle is nodding his head like an idiot. The same with this guy. So I did not think there's stupid people like this existed in this planet. Seriously. Oh my god. How idiotic are they? Let's carry on, guys.
Marx's absolute dream. His absolute dream of a communist organization being set up in China with the billions and billions of workers, the slave workers, to actually help support the thing, while China then goes to all these other countries to infiltrate the countries, to sell their cheap stuff, to garner their stuff back, to move back. So China's using communism in a way that is completely manipulative. They manipulate their own markets, they manipulate their own currency for their own benefit. And their government controls it all. What we saw during the Cold War, the only way we won the Cold War is because pure unadulterated capitalism outspent the USSR. And the USSR was run by a bunch of nut jobs.
Okay, guys, so this guy's obviously chatting out of his ass. He looks like a bloody inbred by the look of him. I mean, look, I've seen this guy in horror films like The Hills Have Eyes and things like that. So anyway, This guy's saying that China's spreading communism by selling cheap goods and shit. Nobody's forcing you to buy cheap goods from China, you idiot. Why don't you have your own manufacturing in America and pay for stuff that's 2 times, 3 times more expensive? It was America's choice to send all of its manufacturing to China because it was cheaper. Why couldn't you stay in America then? Or why couldn't you send it to another country? If you sent it all to India, you'd be blaming India for this shit. You dumbass. And did you see what he said about Russia then? He's calling Russia a bunch of nut jobs. Yeah, you may have won the Cold War with Russia, but you're not going to win a Cold War with China, mate. I'm telling you that now.
This all was run by a bunch of nut jobs. Now we've got, nut jobs over China too, but now we've got China who's literally become the hegemony. Everything runs through China when it comes to trade, and they're making money off all that stuff while we're sitting over here electing Joe Biden to 81 million votes.
So then,
what the,
you're right.
Can you believe this shit? I mean, so what if China are doing trade all over the world, making money? That's what countries are supposed to be doing. Remember when America had the biggest manufacturing back then, in the 1900s and stuff? You were selling all over the world. Did anyone complain then? This guy is such an idiot. What do you want China to do? Just sit there and be poor? Bunch of idiot. And he also calling Chinese nut jobs as well. If you listened in the beginning, seriously, proper racist this guy is.
So also, hold on. Also, go toward. Oh, well, we're gonna sanction you for human rights and stuff. And China like, I don't care.
You can do whatever you want. Go to hell.
Do y'all know what happened when COVID started over there in China? Now,
Get the WHO to cover for him.
So the guy on the left is obviously jealous that China's making a lot of money through trade and stuff. They've taken a lot of the manufacturing away from America. That's not China's fault. That's your own fault, mate. That's your own government's fault. You sent all of your manufacturing to China. Where is Apple's manufacturing? Where does Apple create all of its for iPhones? It creates it in China, in Vietnam and other countries. And the guy in the middle is chatting crap about human rights in China. They don't care because it's not bloody true. That's why, you idiot. It's not bloody true. And the world doesn't even believe it. It's just you stupid Americans that believe it.
You can do whatever you want.
Okay.
Go to hell.
do y'all know what happened when COVID started over there in China? Now,
Get the WHO to cover for him.
Yeah, they shut down everything so that everybody was not on the streets and stuff like that.
And they didn't tell us.
Do you see the stupid woman, what did she just said? Because China shut down Wuhan, they didn't tell us. Of course they've been telling you from day one. WHO have been telling you. You've been ignoring all the warnings. Seriously. Such a trailer trash, man. How big is her brain? Look at the only thing she can do is a haircut that goes around like this. Everything else is bloody useless. Can't use her brain for shit. Alright, let's carry on.
Right, they didn't tell us. But they kicked a lot of Africans out of their homes. Out of their homes, y'all. And we didn't say anything. Africans. Now, both of them have told you, China has gone down to Africa and set up shop.
They set up shop in the entire country of Italy. They
Right.
literally own Italy now.
But
They literally own Italy. Look at this guy's face on the left. He literally believes that shit. And the African American guy in the middle, I mean, seriously, guys, seriously. I mean, how dumb is he? He looks like he's just come out of kindergarten. Seriously, why would China kick Africans out of their own home during COVID? Are you that dumb? Where's the evidence? Show me the evidence. Seriously, just some stupid media shit he probably saw online or something. This guy's a proper nut job. Seriously, go get a brain. Seriously.
they kicked Africans out of their homes during COVID.
No, they
and
did
made them
not.
homeless.
Man, that's messed up.
Made them homeless.
Yeah.
So look, but our side.
There's some human rights violations. Tell somebody.
Let them do what they're gonna do.
Tell
Well,
somebody.
yeah, and they scream. I mean, look at Hollywood and the rest of them, CNN. They're screaming climate change, and who's the biggest offender to climate change there is?
Number
It's gotta
one,
be. It's gotta
combined, China is more than every nation combined.
You
And they
realize if
won't
you would
say
just
anything.
stop, right? They won't say anything, and I think it's so odd because if you just stop China and their pollution, we literally wouldn't even have to stop any of ours.
Can you see the shit that's coming out of my mouth? It just gets more ridiculous and ridiculous. Apparently, if China stops their pollution, America does not have to do anything with theirs. They can carry on polluting the world as normal, apparently, according to her. And that guy in the left, China does more pollution than every other nation on earth. Does that include America? Because that's your words, mate. America is the number one polluter of the world. He's such a dumbass. It just goes to show how stupid some of these Americans are. And I'm not saying all Americans are like this, but you know there are some real stupid Americans. And look at these guys. I mean, they're on a show on television, and how educated do you have to be on a show on television? Do you need a degree? Do you need to go out to the world and see what's out there and study and know about the world to get a job like that? No, it seems like the more airhead you are, the more stupid you are, the more you can get a job on television and just chat shit. Seriously. Well, and that's the state of America right now. It's just a bunch of idiots everywhere. Seriously, I'm not saying everyone's an idiot, but you know, looking at these guys, I would say majority of them are. So let's carry on.
It would change the whole world, but yet no one wants to say anything to China. And China, do you think China cares?
No.
They don't care. Their re-education camps for the Muslims, they don't care. Their climate change issue, or their climate that is literally ruining everything, they don't care. The way that they treat viruses and let them escape, they don't care. At what point, and that's what I always try to say here on the show, at what point do we realize that it's not about he, she?
Do Americans care about Uyghurs in Xinjiang in concentration camps? I mean, be honest. Do you even know who Uyghurs are or Muslims are? Do you even care about Muslims around the world? Aren't America the ones that's bombing Muslims around the world in Syria, Iraq, Afghanistan? Do you care about Muslims? And now you're saying, oh, China doesn't care about Muslims. Are you having a laugh? Seriously, dumb bitch, man. Dumb bitch.
She, them, or it, or wear a mask, or don't wear a mask, or the vaccine, none of that's going to matter when they kill you.
Right,
okay?
right, it's all over with.
So it doesn't matter if you're a man or female, or if you're wearing a mask, or if you got a vaccine, if we're literally getting killed by China. Because
do you hear what's coming out of her mouth? It's just getting worse and worse. She's saying the Chinese are killing Americans. They don't care who they're killing.
honestly, they want our land. I'm not going to lie to you. They want our land.
They want our land. She's saying Chinese wants American land. Is this the kind of idiocy and ludicrousy that Americans have in their heads? Seriously. I mean, is there any Americans that are listening to this blog that I'm doing? Can you please come over and just say that? Do all Americans think like this? Do all Americans think that China's out for American land? Seriously. At what point in Chinese history did they ever want American land? Oh my God, seriously, I can't believe this.
Yeah, they got to feed their people. And just a flashback, anybody remember the Beijing Olympics? Months and months leading up to the Olympics, all traffic was banned through Beijing. The government came in, put a lockdown on everything, created these giant fans to blow all the smog and clean up the city. And that's all they did for months and months and months, to clean the city, so that when the Beijing Olympics showed up, you'd be like, look, see, it's beautiful here. There's no problems. No problems here. It's beautiful.
The Beijing Olympics was one of the best Olympics ever done. So stop getting jealous, you dumb bitch.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and just remember that they're very patient. They're very patient.
They are.
people,
They are that.
Okay.
So communists are like that. Yes.
They are.
They're very
wait hundreds
patient.
of years and multiple generations.
Yep.
So even if they know that they can't get to our land for another 20, 30, 40 years, it's
50,
not going to
60.
matter. But you know what scares me?
She's saying that Chinese are very patient and it doesn't matter if they're going to get to American land in 20, 30, 40 years. This woman's obsessed thinking China's going to invade America. Seriously, this woman's bloody obsessed. At what point does it take for Americans to think like this? Do you really think China's going to bloody invade America? Do you really think that? I mean, seriously, you guys have some of the most stupidest people in the entire planet. Stupidest.
It's the younger generation, like Scott says in the chat, that are complacent. They're completely fine with China taking over. As long as they get a check and they feel accepted, they will pretty much do whatever it is. And that's what's scary.
As long as this new generation has their phone, their big phone, their earbuds, their awesome playlists, and they're living with their parents in the basement, they don't care about nothing. They don't care about anything.
They fight for TikTok. Trump tried to get it shut down and they got angry, man. They fought for TikTok. They were fighting for China. And even...
Do you hear this woman? Seriously, can someone just give her a slap? Seriously. This woman, seriously, the more she opens her mouth, the more angry I'm getting. This woman just chatting shit. It's a young generation. If they enjoy TikTok, they enjoy TikTok. Who cares if it's a Chinese product or American product or whatever? Stop making things political, you dumb shit. I love TikTok. Everyone loves TikTok around the world. So what? If youngsters love TikTok, let them love it. You stupid idiot.
Though Trump said, look, this is China backed. You don't understand the propaganda. We don't care. We love it. They're literally claiming their allegiance to China, this younger generation, and they don't care.
Yeah.
Because why? They have better technology, and it's cool.
And it's also kumbaya. You know, we need to love each other. You know, we need to just combine hands and stuff. Okay, well, while we're reaching out in hands to combine each other, they are putting their hands in our pockets, taking whatever you got, and then going back home. Yeah, we got them. How do you make that? We'll make it this way and cheaper. Yeah, and then we'll sell it right back to them. You know, I mean, and and that's not the only template they use. They use the same template of going to our colleges, getting all these scholarships and these grants and stuff, learning everything, and then
going back home with it.
All right.
Yep.
Well, don't you think it's funny that a lot of these Chinese college students come over here with $500,000 in their bank account? You know the government's giving it to them.
She says the government's giving them $500,000 in the bank account. Does she not think that the parents are giving it? No, it's not the parents giving the money, it's the government giving the money. So all these Chinese students coming to America with $500,000, she thinks the government's giving it to them. This is getting more and more ridiculous by the minute. So let me tell you something, guys. Chinese students going to America to study. Who does it benefit more? It benefits bloody Americans more, because they're paying these tuition fees, these ridiculous high tuition fees. They're keeping these universities in America alive. Not only that, they're spending their money in Americans' economy. However much they spend, if they're spending $500,000, who cares? 100,000, 200,000. They will be spending that money in American soil, which means America's economy is going to be better for it. Is she dumb or what? Does she not think properly? How dumb is she, man?
At the state,
exactly what they're supposed
at
to
the
do.
University of Purdue, if you are a foreign student, you've got to prove that you can pay in full for the full 4-year ride plus pay for a room and board for the entire 4 years. And that campus, huge engineering campus, get overrun.
Yeah, they don't even blink.
By Asians. And all you got to do is come up with probably, maybe about $200,000 for the schooling for 4 years, maybe $300,000, then another couple of $100,000. So maybe a cool meal. Cool meal will float you for 4 to 6 years at the university, whatever.
And Chad brings up a good point. Yes, like how 9/11 we taught the terrorist pilots how to fly. It's exactly what's happening.
Didn't even question that.
And now we're literally teaching Chinese spies how to overtake America from the inside.
Couldn't believe this shit. So all of these Chinese students coming into America and studying, she's now calling them spies. Oh my god.
Right. Political correctness.
They probably walked the Chinese spy that was in Dianne Feinstein's office for 20 years. They probably walked that person in to the printer's over there. The secret
it's a friend
files,
of a friend. He needs a job.
Yeah, the secret files are in that office right there. The key is there whenever you need it. The Chinese spy was in her office for 20 years.
Yeah.
20 years!
Basically, these guys are trying to say, if you're Chinese and you're in America, you're immediately a Chinese spy. That's what they're trying to say. Seriously, how dumb are you? How dumb?
Hey, I know a guy named Eric Swalwell. He needs a date. You know anybody that available on Friday night?
Hunter Biden's good at blowing paint, so maybe him and they can get together and blow some paint.
Blow some paint.
Trying to find a joke in there.
It still blows my mind. This kid comes up with some of this crazy stuff that he says. It's insane. This is the president's son. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
20 years. 20 years. I can't
what
get that out
did
of my head. And she didn't get in trouble.
No. Imagine where all the bugs were. All the wiretaps, all the audio taps, everything. Cell phone taps. Whatever you want. You could have taken 10 years to tap everything, and then you got 10 years to listen to it all.
20, and then the spy with Swalwell.
And he didn't. And he's still on the board. And Nancy was like, "I'll just stay on, dude. You're cool. You're cool."
His security, he didn't get kicked off of any of his panels.
No.
None.
No.
Yeah,
I mean, look. Okay. Well, what's the solution? Well, it's a long shot. It's a long shot.
I got a solution. I don't know if I want to say it.
Be quiet.
No,
she's trying to be racist again, guys. Her solution is, she doesn't want to say it, but she means to kick out all Chinese from America. And this is the exact same solution that was presented when after 9/11, and there was so much hate against Arabs. Literally, they wanted to kick out all the Arabs from America as well at the time. So that was her solution.
Talking about a final solution. We're not talking about
No. I truly think Hollywood. I'll tell you my solution. I think Hollywood needs to shut down completely.
Last Friday.
Yeah, no, I think Hollywood needs shut down completely. I think all movies need to be stopped, and I think every single person that's powerful in Hollywood needs investigated for Chinese ties, like spies. The Jackie Chan thing alarmed me entirely too much, and now I look at Hollywood more as a CCP-controlled spy unit than I do Hollywood, and that includes Tom Cruise in this.
Propaganda as well.
Chan thing,
massive amounts of propaganda. My children love Jackie Chan, so I told them what was up.
Yeah, Jackie Chan,
all of his movies were made in Hong Kong, you idiots. And Jackie Chan was way more famous back in the day, and there was no anti-Chinese behavior back then. Jackie Chan only recently said he wants to be part of the CCP. It's only recently, but Jackie Chan has got an illustrious career of 50 years, doing amazing movies all over the years. And it's Jackie Chan, that's up to him. If he wants to join the Chinese Communist Party, that's up to him, that's his decision. The same way as you guys voting in your democracy, why can't you let people make their own decisions? So if Jackie Chan makes a decision, he's suddenly an enemy. He's not allowed to be democratic, he's not allowed to have any freedom. But there you go, shouting about freedom and how important it is, how important for everyone to make their own decision. But when they make the decision, wrong decision, let's chastise him. Seriously, just hypocrites, man, hypocrites.
That doesn't fit well with me whatsoever, and that's the first thing that needs done. I think the second thing that needs done is I think that we have to investigate every single person in Congress and the Senate. I think there are more CCP connections in there than what you think there are.
Yeah.
There's no bloody CCP connections, Congress. In fact, everyone in Congress is anti-Chinese. Not one person spoke out for China. Not one. So I don't know what the hell she's on about. And Hollywood is Hollywood, and end of the day, they want money, and they're making films and putting in Chinese box office to make money. If they don't want to do that, don't send their films to China then. Stick to America. And China doesn't need your bloody crappy Captain America, Captain Marvel movies, woke trash. They don't need it. Stick, if you don't want to deal with Chinese, don't deal with them. Just stick to your own. Keep them here in your shores. Nobody wants to see that woke crap, not even me.
Prepared for them to call you the next McCarthy, because you know what? McCarthy had it right.
I'm concerned about those two things. Next, I want to talk about the colleges. I'm worried about these tuition. Well, actually, no. Let me rephrase that. The teachers, the professors in the colleges. I actually did a study and saw how much each one of them were making. It's more. It's so much money, Wayne and Brian, that I can't even believe the colleges can afford them. So it tells me that the colleges aren't directly paying them, and if they are, that's great. But they're getting.
Can you hear what she says? She's done a study of how much these college professors are earning, and she thinks that these colleges are not only paying them, but the Chinese government is also paying them. Is she having a laugh? What kind of studies is she doing by herself? Oh my god, we should go calling every college professor saying, how much are you earning? How much is the college paying you? Oh, that's a bit too much. Then the Chinese government must be also paying you as well. Oh shit, where the hell did she get this information from? Seriously, what an airhead. This is why I don't like American women. Just airheads, man. Trailer trash airheads, no brain whatsoever.
Getting their money elsewhere. So it makes me wonder how many CCP spies or influencers are actually professors in our colleges as well.
Oh my god.
They could write their own books, have them printed and made in China, come back and make it mandatory. When you take these classes, it is mandatory to buy the book the professor wrote for $120 by every student, by 100 kids. You talk about some money.
And none of the college deans are sitting in on these college classes and listening to what's being taught, aka indoctrination. That's why we're seeing our young group of people pledging allegiance basically to CCP. And last but not least, our scientists. I'm really worried for our doctors and our scientists, the way that they've handled COVID with the masks.
Do we even have scientists anymore?
With the vaccines. Well, I trust, I'll be honest with you, I trust John Hopkins biology. I do not think that they're political, and I trust the Cleveland Clinic. That's the only two places I will go for information. And you kind of have to watch who you're listening to in there as well. But our doctors and scientists are bought and paid for by the CCP. I'm not saying all of them.
She thinks every single doctor and scientist in America is paid by the CCP. How paranoid can you get? This is, oh my god. Can some American come on this show and just tell me this is not true? This is not how Americans think. Because if this is, then God help us. I want to show you some some interviews that happened in America. This was after September 11th. And this is how the media was talking about Arabs in such a negative state that all the people in America, we're talking about everyone in America, just hated on Arabs. And this interview is basically the interviewing a porn star, really. And it's absolutely funny what she says. I mean, look at this, guys. Look at this.
Discriminate, which I think is great. Would you have sex then with the Ku Klux Klan?
If they had tests, I guess so, because if they did, no, I wouldn't. I don't just go around having sex with people. I'm saying if they wanted to get into a movie, we're all open arms in porn. We'll take you, even if you're if you're retarded, if you're ugly,
midget.
If you smell. If you're,
would you have sex with somebody from Al Qaeda in a movie, a legitimate Al Qaeda terrorist?
I hate Muslims. Fuck no.
Oh, so
I
that's a
hate
no.
Muslims. No.
Okay.
I wouldn't. Alright, there, you found it. I fucking hate Muslims. I do. I'm just getting really pissed right now. Alright. I do. I just started boiling up with anger. Oh my god, my head's all.
Can you see, guys? It's absolutely, absolutely hilarious that the way the media works in America, you know, and American people pretty much follow the media, and if the media hates on a certain race or, you know, certain country, majority of the population in America would follow that. And you can see how this porn star is talking about equal rights and opportunities. Well, as soon as the guy mentions Muslims, she completely changes her tune. And that's how Americans are. They're very, because they don't have much of a brain cell, they don't have capacity to think for themselves. And anything that the media feeds them, they just feed into it. And they have no, they're like sheep. Whatever the media says, they just follow blindly. And that's the state of America right now. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. I'm going to put an end to this. It just goes to show what people are like in America, and people like us, we're happy to look at these videos, laugh at them, debunk them wherever we can. So just take it like a laugh, you know, we're just laughing at their stupidity. Don't take it seriously, but it just goes to show how stupid these Americans are. Not all Americans, but just majority of them. Anyway, guys, I hope you like this video. I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, whatever you can to help support this channel. Let's debug some more videos if you like this kind of videos I make. And I'll see you in the next one. See you. Bye.